Alright, what's going on, you fam? Raiyuden here. So we got the data download for our new stuff, and the episode campaign Cell Saga Z is in full effect. If you guys saw the teaser art that they had at the beginning, or rather the background art that you're now going to see in game, we have Super Vegeta fighting Cell, and usually the art gives us a clue as to what we're going to see, what characters we might see get a buff. I'm really hoping that the Super Vegeta art is not just him getting a PLAT equip, and the Cell is just the purple LF Cell with the PLAT equip getting a Zenkai. I really hope you see Final Flash LF Vegeta. I think it's finally time. I think he deserves it. So let's just go ahead and see what we're getting. But most noteworthy has to be the Heat Dome Trunks, the red one from a while back, is getting a Zenkai Awakening. Let's go ahead and see what this guy can do, because he did have some noteworthy things in his kit. He did have type neutral ult, and he also had minus 100% sustained damage cut effects, which is something that's just going to age really well forever. So let's go ahead and see it. Main ability: draw the ultimate arts card Heat Dome attack next. Restore on health by 25% and ki by 50. Increases his card draw speed level by 1 level for 30 timer counts, and has the minus 100% enemy sustained damage cut effects for 10 timer counts. Nice main ability for sure. Passive 1, 60% damage inflicted and 60% reduced damage received. This is always so crazy to me, just seeing a Zenkai character have 60% reduced damage received. Even the developers have acknowledged that power creep is so insane that holding back on these Zenkais does no one any good. Even if they were to make them hit last year's standards, even that would be such a gap to modern characters that they would always be a secondary option. It's really funny. 50% Q recovery for good old Trunks, as well as a permanent level 1 card draw speed. That's good too, but I feel like this is going to be the baseline for all characters, all because almost every character also comes out with minus 1 card draw speed. The following effects occur when this character enters the battlefield. 30% damage inflicted, cannot be cancelled or stacked, with 30% strike damage, not bad. Inflict all enemies with the attribute downgrade, minus 40% to health restore. That's going to be doing a good job against Spirit Bomb Goku, because do remember that he heals every time he gets hit from you. Next passive, 30% to strike damage inflicted against regen. Could be useful, really depends on how many regeneration characters we see in this current campaign. But there's only a handful of regen units that you'd really see, and one of them is unfortunately blue. So we'll have to see how that turns out. Applies the following effects to self according to the number of timer counts elapsed with the character. It looks like they shortened it. I do remember this used to be 12. I know. 12 timer counts in order to get a measly little damage buff. That's just the way it looked back then. 3 timer counts for minus 5 to all arts costs. 5 counts for 50% strike damage inflicted. And 10 timer counts for another 20% damage inflicted. Unfortunately, it resets after it switches out, but what can you do? The following effects occur when enemy switches characters while this character is on the field. You get 30 ki and the enemy loses 20 ki. Definitely some nice changes on his baseline kit, but I'm very excited to see what's new. We do know that he has endurance, conditional endurance, based off of the teaser on Twitter. So, Zenkai 3 passive. The following effects occur when enemy performs a cover change while this character is on the battlefield. Randomly draw 1 new card if you have 3 or fewer. Randomly destroy 2 enemy cards. The following effects occur when this character enters the battlefield if there is a Hybrid Saiyan, Vegeta Clan, or Episode Cell Saga battle member other than this character in the party. You draw a green card next, which is pretty good. This guy had a strong green card. Restore on health by 25% only once when it reaches 0. Activates once, cannot be cancelled, so there's our good old endurance. Applies a buff effect, nullify enemy special actions that activate when changed. Oh! Trunks gets cover nullification for free when he enters the field if he's fighting with a Hybrid Saiyan, Vegeta Clan, or Cell Saga battle member. That's very strong. I did not expect a Zenkai to get something like that. Wow, this is like... This feels like it's an Ultra thing. This right here? UVB has that. Ultra Janemba has that. I did not expect Trunks to get that. That's pretty good. Shorten ally subcount by 2. Activates twice. This could be useful as well. You know, the early game, get a lot of swaps out. So far, Trunks is looking pretty good. Zenkai 6 passive. The following effects occur when landing a strike or blast arts hit. Randomly draw a new card. Activates once. Activation count resets when character switches. Restore own ki by 5. Inflict enemy with the attribute downgrade +3 to all arts cost for 10 timer counts. Applies the following effects to self if own remaining health is 50% or below when hit by an enemy's arts attack while this character is on the field. Store health by 30%, 100% to the next strike damage inflicted. Applies buff effect, nullify abnormal conditions once, and cancels attribute downgrades. This is actually a really strong passive. Trunks with the permanent card draw speed, guaranteed getting another card, and the main put him up to level 2 card draw speed. Especially with him having restore own ki by 5 as well. It's going to help him just because a lot of his card cost reduction comes from him being on the field for a little bit. So that's good. His Zenkai ability, Red Hybrid Saiyan. I'll be honest. I think I would have preferred if this was Red Vegeta Clan. But, okay. Red Hybrid Saiyan, not going to complain, I guess. But Vegeta Clan, I really hope is the focus going forward. 8 Vegeta would have been nice, getting this Zenkai. Hell, even the Red Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta would have been good too. His blue card, massive impact damage. 30% of blue card damage inflicted for 30 timer counts upon activation. Inflict the enemy with the attribute downgrade plus 30% of damage received when hit. And he has blast armor. His ultimate, massive impact damage. Fallen effects occur upon activation. 50% ult damage inflicted. Ghost type neutral for 3 timer counts. Cancels enemy attribute upgrades and buff effects. I mean, it's huge. Minus 100% enemy sustained damage cut effects with 50% ult damage inflicted and going type neutral. It's always been a hard hitting ult. His green card. Following effects occur on hit. Draws a strike card next. I think that's new. I don't think Trunks used to guaranteed draw a strike card. So that's very good. Restore 50 ki, restore his vanish gauge by 60%, activates twice, and then enemies are hit with a 3 sub count debuff, and he can chain into it, which is good. So in terms of his Zenkai, it looks alright. What made him good before he still has, and they kind of improved on some of his drawbacks, and his overall multipliers are now a little bit closer to the modern meta. Is it going to be insane or meta relevant? I don't really know. I don't really think he's enough to deter blues, but at the same time, he definitely looks more usable. We'll have to see in game. But alongside this Trunks, we also get our hands on a new free-to-play cell. So let's go ahead and see what this guy can do. They teased him as a defense type unit. So I'm expecting power debuffs, card sealing, or card destruction. Because let's be real here, tanking in this game isn't really you sponging damage, more so you just making it so the opponent can't do a lot of damage. They can't hit you as much. That's pretty much it. So let's see. Main ability, draw a special arts card next. Restore on health by 20% and ki by 20. 30% to damage inflicted, which cannot be cancelled. Cancel own attribute downgrades out of normal conditions. Only needs 15 timer counts, not bad. I'm expecting a strong green card ability if that's the case from a main. Applies the following effects to self when the battle starts. 90% to damage inflicted, reduced damage received by 65%, 50% to ki recovery, and permanent card draw speed. Every time I see stuff like this, I'm always just so taken back because this used to be on premium LF characters and now free characters get it just a year later. Also applies the following effects to allies if there is a tag, powerful opponent, or episode Cell Saga battle member other than this character in the party. 20% damage buff to the team, and a 30% ki recovery buff, which is good. Applies the following effects to self when this character enters the battlefield. Restore on health by 10%, which just happens every time Cell shows up on the field. 40% to damage inflicted for 15 counts. Okay. Minus 5 to strike and blast arts costs. Okay. Applies the following effects to the enemy when they perform a vanish step while this character is on the field. Just reduce ki by 30 and downgrade minus 15% to strike and blast arts power. Reduce ki by 30 is going to be huge, by the way. This is the kind of thing that catches people off guard. If it's 20, they can sometimes get away with it, but 30 is a lot. Imagine, how many scenarios is your opponent going to be where they use a blast card, to initiate, and then you force them to vanish and they lose 30 ki, and sometimes they want to hit you with a blue card because they think you're going to rush them. They can't do that now. A lot of characters increase arts costs, and with you taking away 30 ki, definitely going to catch people off guard. It happens. So that's good. The following effects occur every time an enemy uses a strike, blast, or special move attack while this character is on the field. 20% to strike damage inflicted. I don't know why, but I guess they're trying to set up a strike-based team. Applies attribute downgrade, upgrade minus 10% to enemy sustained damage cut effects to self for 10 timer counts. Cell buffs himself every time the enemy uses a strike, blast, or special move. Huh. That's a lot of faith in this guy's tanking. They're basically saying when Cell gets beat up, he gets stronger, so when it's your time to beat them up, you'll probably be stronger than them. This all assumes Cell doesn't just die as he's getting beaten up. I don't know about that one. Inflict enemy with the attribute downgrade plus 5 to all arts costs. Okay, well there's the answer. You're not going to be able to combo long. You know what? This is yet another thing that could be an issue with Evil Ken. I know this is a free character. He may not be that meta relevant, but you know, every time your opponent uses a strike or blast or blue card, plus 5 to all arts costs. That's crazy. That's such a shutdown to combo potential. 2 cards, everything goes up by 10 costs. You're only going to get 2 to 3 more cards after that. Interesting. Whoa. Applies the following effects to self according to the number of timer counts elapsed from the battle start. So after 10 counts, he gets 30% damage inflicted. After 20, he gets 20% health restore. After 30, he gets minus 5 to all arts costs. And after 40, another 30% damage inflicted and another 30% of blue card damage. He has some high multipliers. So you got 90 there, 20 there, 40 when he shows up. Every time your opponent uses a card, he gets another 20% to strike damage, but after 40 timer counts, he's at 210%. That's pretty good. That's without the stacking. That's a lot. But he is a defense type, which means that, I assume defense type, which means that his offensive stats are going to be hurt a bit. We'll have to see how this goes. The following effects occur every time when faced with an enemy. Restore on key by 30, inflict enemy at the attribute downgrade, minus 1 to card draw speed. See, there it is. I told you. Pretty much every character has card draw speed reduction. The following effects occur upon landing an arts hit. Restore on health by 3%, 20% to blast damage. What is this character? As he gets hit, he gets more strike damage. As he hits everyone else, he gets more blast damage. What? But every time you hit the opponent, you take away 25 key. Whoa, inflict enemy with the attribute downgrade plus 10% damage received. Yo, whoa, hold on. What is going on here? Dude, this guy might actually be really good. 210% damage inflicted. He stacks up his blast damage while simultaneously making the opponent take more damage. What? Wow. This guy has a lot going on in his kit. The following effects occur when changing cover. Randomly destroy one enemy card. Seal their blast cards. They can't use it for 3 counts. Reduce a Dragon Ball. And reduce their health restore. So Cell doesn't have any cover nullification, but at least so far. But this is actually a really good offensive kit, isn't it? You got high multipliers paired alongside stacking and debuffing at the same time. That stacking damage is one thing, but also making your opponent take damage is a whole other game here. That's a lot. This is a really good offensive kit. Double defense, not surprise for powerful opponent, event exclusive or Cell Saga. This blue card, major impact, 30% special move damage for 3 counts. Inflict enemy at the attribute downgrade minus 100% to key recovery. That's going to be pretty good. They really want you to do a combo where you take away their key and then smack them with the blue so they have no chance of doing any key recovery. Also destroys all your enemy cards if 3 timer counts have elapsed from the battle start. That's new. A timer count restriction on a blue card. Okay, so that was green card. This thing should be really good. Restore on health by 10% and key by 50. Applies the attribute upgrade, shorten sub count by 5 to self for 15 counts. Seal one enemy card randomly. Sealed card cannot be used for 10 counts. Also applies the following effects if 30 timer counts have elapsed. Draw a blue card and 50% blue card damage. Wow. There's a lot going on with this guy. He could be good. It really boils down to if the stats align with him, but he could be good. Next thing, the PvP icon has changed to this ridiculously swole, tiny-headed Vegeta. I'm telling you, there's no way Super Vegeta is just getting a plat when they're doing all of this for him. He has to be an LF. It's impossible. It'd be lunacy. If it's not him, I would like Super Trunks. I really like Super Trunks in that moment, even though he never really did much against Cell. I still think he was cool. After that, here's that Zenkai Rush battle for Trunks, getting his Zenkai. Here's the fierce fight for the first form Cell that we just talked about. Could be good, could be bad. We'll have to see. Here's an event just for some rewards. You're definitely going to want these two things because these stupid plat equips are so resource expensive. You're going to want it. Over here, we got a Winter Blizzard duel. Looks like it's another PvP season where top rankers can get themselves LFZ power. Yeah, that's pretty interesting. These two don't have a Zenkai. It'd be nice if we Zenkai'd those two guys. Either way, that's pretty cool, but we also have Super Vegeta. Here is our good buddy Super Vegeta's plat equip. Unlike the Super Saiyan 4s, this guy's plat equip has to be so much better because the Super Saiyan 4s, they had a decent baseline kit. Super Vegeta doesn't. It sucks. So let's see what they got for him. Base health up to 15%. Strike and blast attack up to 60%. Strike and blast defense up to 80%. That alone should tell you they got no faith in this dude. This dude is like supreme levels of cheeks at this point. Damage inflicted 90%. That's not good. I know we're looking at that. We're like, holy crap, it's 90%. How can that not be good? This guy has like no damage inflicted. So him only having 90% is actually really bad. That's not good. This guy would need like 140% right here for him to actually be good. Sustained damage cut 25%. That's not enough. It really isn't. I don't think he has any. Isn't it like 30% or 20% for a set amount of timer counts? I don't think it's a lot. Base key recovery, that's good. I don't remember if this Vegeta came out at a time where they really gimped super characters with their key recovery just because they wanted to mimic the big bulky form. But everyone can take some key recovery. 30% blue card damage, okay. 15% to all damage inflicted, okay. I don't think it's enough. I'm gonna be honest, I don't think so. The numbers just aren't enough. They don't align with anything. And then over here, in terms of his Zenkai 3 passive, card draw speed, good. I mean, at a minimum that he would need that. Let's be honest here. The dude without card draw speed is toast. The following effects occur when this character enters the battlefield. He draws a blast card. Okay. Randomly destroy an enemy card. Don't know why, but okay. Why not? Inflict enemy with the attribute downgrade plus 15 to all arts costs for 5 timer counts. Come on. This is his slot 3 passive. This is the thing that is supposed to be the strongest thing to really transform this character. All he really got was card draw speed. It's not enough. I'm sorry. Super Vegeta is still going to be delegated to bench. I know he restores Vanish if he defeats an enemy, I believe, but I'm sorry. It's just not enough. What can you do? Super 17 is going to melt him. UVB is going to melt him. Beast Gohan's definitely going to melt the crap out of him. I just don't see a world where good old Vegeta is going to perform regardless of this equip. I don't think it's enough. This should have been card draw speed, guaranteed blast card, potential cover null. It also should have been like, oh, maybe 70% of blast damage inflicted as well. It just needed to be way more. So unfortunately, Vegeta, I don't think you have enough to really be relevant in the meta, but you sure as hell got better versus who you were before. That's pretty much all I can think of. But I don't know. You guys let me know in the comment section below. What do you think about this outcome here? I think the free-to-play Cell looks pretty good, honestly. But I think his stats going to hurt him with all those multipliers. Heat Dome Trunks looks alright. I don't really think he's the most amazing looking Zenkai, but they surely brought him a little closer to modern standards. I still think his green card can be pretty clutch. His ultimate can hurt pretty hard. And minus 100% sustained damage cut effects is very cool. And he has endurance. Hey, why not? That's nice. Is it enough? I don't know. I don't think so. We'll have to see in game, but so far that's what it looks like for buffing up Vegeta Clan and the Cell Saga. Let me know in the comment section below what you think. But until next time, guys, be on the lookout for the showcases. Peace.